Okay, so day of the riot, apparently, as you pointed out.
I mean, our double feature today is Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds, so...
Yeah. Okay, so today we are starting with The Fall Guy. Now, I've seen mixed reviews on this. I don't feel like it's deserving the hate that it gets. But I also don't believe it's, some masterpiece.
See, here's the thing I have to say about people complaining about movies like Fall Guy. Not every movie has to be some cinematic masterpiece like, oh my god, Dune's so great, has a great plot. Also, Dune can kiss my ass. So, if a movie is entertaining, it does what it meant to do, and this movie did exactly what it set out to do.
My only gripe is it took too long to be entertaining.
Yeah, the build-up was a little slow.
A lot of the best scenes happen during the climax.
But it makes the slow build-up worth it.
Yeah. So, spoilers for those who,
Here's your one and only warning. Go watch the movie now, and then come back if you don't want spoilers.
Random beetle just dropped on my leg.
Yeah, it's summer. There's bugs crawling into the car to hide. That happens.
What the fuck? It tickled. That being said, so for those who don't know anything about the film, Fall Guy is about a stuntman, played by Gosling, who, based off the trailers, gets sucked into finding out why the person he stunts for is missing.
Also, I would just like to say that Ryan Gosling is apparently entering his sad, pathetic little man stage as far as his roles, and I fucking love it. Stop making him the, unironic, ooh, big heartthrob. Instead, make him, this guy's kind of a fucking loser, but we love him. Like, this is his niche. I love him here.
So, you find out at the beginning of the movie that him and Emily Blunt's character, who started as a camera operator, have this thing for each other. But then he has an accident during a stunt. 18 months later, etc., etc. They fall out, he disappears on her, and basically ghosts her. 18 months later, she then starts to get a directing job, and they, through, the producers meddling, they end up working on the same movie together. And, a lot of spoilers for this because of the fact it's one of those, a lot of stuff is plot heavy.
It's also kind of like the Chekhov's gun is just dominoes being set up.
Yeah.
Like, every little thing that you feel like is making the movie drag is going to just, the first domino hits and it's boom, 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 all the way to the end. Like, once that domino is nudged, that's it. It all makes sense as to why you had to sit through all that long build-up.
So, the long story short version of this is Aaron Taylor Johnson, and a lot of people know him, Kick-Ass and Quicksilver. He still can't dodge a bullet.
God.
But he plays the actor that Ryan stunts for.
Who I feel like is meant to be a jab at Tom Cruise.
100%.
I mean, because his name's Tom Ryder, and he's a douchebag who thinks he's above the law and kind of can do whatever he wants. And does that sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah. But, you find out that he's the one responsible for everything that's going on, even though you think he's the one missing.
In reality, he ain't responsible for shit. He just kind of did it, and his producer is like, "It's okay, honey, I got it."
Basically, the story is revealed that he accidentally kills his other stuntman during, I wouldn't say a fight, but
it's a bender. They're play wrestling, and he kicks him over, and it seems like he makes. It's not entirely clear, but it looks like either a broken neck or a glass table shard through the back of the guy's neck. Either way, it was an accident.
But instead of
like manslaughter.
So, instead of coming clean about it, he tells the producer she tries to make, Ryan Gosling a little fall guy.
Yeah.
Roll
credits.
But, so, things slowly unravel, and as he's trying to figure out what's going on, their relationship is rekindling, and they're fixing everything, and Emily Blunt was great in this.
She really was.
And I'm not a big fan of hers.
I am, so me saying she's great means very little because I love her.
The Jungle Cruise was so bad.
Shut your whore mouth. I fucking love Jungle Cruise.
I'm sorry.
Meh.
I know it's one of your favorite movies, but I don't understand why.
Because I love it. Do I need a reason? It's Emily Blunt and The Rock and an openly gay character who is a pathetic little twink of a man. What am I meant to not like?
Okay, just because you have a twink fetish.
Listen here. It's not the point.
Anyway, so, they end up using the movie itself that's being the movie within a movie, which, by the way, I said this earlier, but I love the fact that the movie within a movie's logo is done.
It's a fucking Metallica font.
It's the Metallica font, which is awesome because Metallica.
Yes, and there's a running joke that the space guns look a little too much like guitars, and it's just
they play a lot of
metal
Kiss in
joke.
this.
Yeah.
The movie had a lot of Kiss in it, but which my coworkers were shocked that I played Kiss on when I had the speaker the other day.
You have the music taste of either a 12-year-old boy with an authority problem or a 50-year-old dad at a barbecue.
Ouch. Fucking hell.
Maybe it's ICP and classic rock. Don't fucking tell me that I'm wrong. I'm right, and you know it.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, to sum up the basic plot of the movie, when they finally figure out what's going on and he, fakes his death to think all the people, to make them think that they won. And then once he reveals everything to Emily Blunt's character, they use the movie to capture Tom Ryder in his lie. And I can't really say too much because
how they do it is just great. You'll just have to watch to see how they get the
climax is the best part of the movie. I think my favorite action sequence is the part with the dog in the while she's at karaoke.
Yeah, the dog in the truck. I loved the dog.
I just love how they did everything so smooth.
All of the action shots in this, apparently one of the producers or the director was a former stuntman, and it shows because that's the focus. It's the action shots, and you get all of it's just great.
And I love
the stunt coordinator is my favorite character, I think.
I love the ending credit. That's M'Baku.
That's why that motherfucker looked familiar. Okay, yeah. I love him. He's great.
You didn't recognize him?
Ma'am, you put someone in a new costume in a new movie, it's gone. I don't fucking know who I'm looking at.
Unless I'm wrong, I think it was M'Baku.
It might have been. Either way, he was hot as fuck. I'll IMDb, you look.
But... stop lighting my eye hole.
I'm not trying to.
But, I do love at the end credits, how they literally have a song on the soundtrack thanking the stuntmen within the movie. about the stuntman.
Yeah, there were like a couple songs like that, it sounds like, but yeah.
It looked... I enjoyed it.
It was great, and I have exactly one complaint. My exactly one complaint
comes... kind of my... You finish your thing.
It's... I kind of hate in movies how someone will have a big life-altering... Yeah, it wasn't Baku, you were right. Someone will have a big life-altering injury. The rest of the movie, it's just not touched on. Like, it's used as far as it needs to be used. In this case, he disappears off the face of the earth for 18 months. And then, like, he broke his back. It's showed in one scene where he has, like, the electrotherapy things, which I'm very familiar with. His were nicer than mine, because mine was also, like, Jesus Christ, 17 years ago. I'm old.
Hey, look, you have a spider friend.
Hello, spider. Go somewhere that's not on me. Just leave him alone. He'll leave. But, like, he...
Bite me! I want to be Spider-Man.
It's shown once in, like, a scene toward the beginning where he has the, electrotherapy stuff, and it's never alluded to again. We don't really see him limping. We don't see him in any pain, conceivably, from all of these hits he's taking, and I'm just... You're not gonna be flung back first into a rock 3 times, 18 months
like
after
5
breaking...
times.
Yeah. 18 months after breaking your back and get up like it's nothing. But that's kind of a complaint I have with every movie. Like, can we let the injuries last, please? This is not Tom and Jerry. That's not how real life works. That's my one complaint. I wanted to see him actually having to deal with the consequences of this injury, as opposed to just acting like it never happened, aside from the interpersonal conflicts.
I think my biggest complaint, aside from that, my biggest complaint is the movie was way too predictable. The script was so easy to figure out. The second I saw Gail, I didn't trust her. The second I saw...
Well, I'd just like to point out, I think that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to trust the sleazy Hollywood producer.
I mean, facts. But, like, just... They focus on stuff like, you know, talking about the CGI and deep fakes and stuff like that. Everything was so predictable.
Here's where I have to disagree with you. I think people have gotten so wrapped up in the Marvel, everything has to be a surprise. If you leak one word, you're fired and we're blacklisting you and we'll kill your fucking family.
No.
Level of, let me finish. In the level of everything has to be a surprise, you can't see anything coming, to the point where we've lost where it used to be good, a sign of a good movie and not a Shyamalan, what the fuck just happened, this wasn't a twist, this just makes no sense, of you are supposed to be able to figure out what's happening if it sets it up right.
I agree, but I personally don't like knowing, because then it ruins the experience of, holy crap, I wasn't expecting that. It's two different things. I don't want to know. As a critic, I want to be able to be surprised. Like, I had, for example, I had no idea what was going on with Lisa Frankenstein. I was confused the whole movie. It's that type of thing.
I think that also veers into, that was set up where you knew what was going to happen. You just need to know the tropes that the movie's going for.
Oh, yeah.
I knew the rom-com tropes, so I knew exactly where every bit of it was going. I predicted the whole thing, and I still
I don't like rom-coms.
You know action movie tropes. So that brings me back to my point of, because you knew what was going on doesn't mean that it did something wrong or was too predictable. It means you know the genre, and it played to its audience.
I suppose.
Like, every time you go to see a supernatural horror movie with the ghost stuff, and you're sitting there like, this makes no fucking sense, and I have been obsessed with ghost stories since I was old enough to hold open a book, so I know what is gonna happen with everything.
It's not that I don't like ghost stories, it's just they're so boring and...
No, it's that you complain about the logic of, why does this make sense? And I'm like...
It doesn't make sense.
Neither
90%.
does superhero movies.
Superhero movies are complete, and there is an actual... And superhero movies are cliche.
This is a recurring logic. This is a recurring argument in our household. Every genre has its intrinsic logic that you just have to accept.
I can't accept ghost movies. They don't make sense.
And I can't accept Peter Parker getting spider powers instead of fucking dying. That's not how it works. I can accept him Googling spider bite symptoms instead of going to the fucking doctor, because, you know, that's normal.
Well,
he's in America.
remember in Amazing Spider-Man, he uses fucking Bing.
Yeah. Like, that part makes sense. The him not dying because of lack of health care is where I draw the line of plausible deniability. Like, every media, every genre has its own internal logic. You can't judge it based on the internal logic of another genre. Unless they're trying to mix them, and then you can. It's my whole thing and my whole biggest gripe with a lot of criticism nowadays. Too many people trying to, yeah, including yours, and including some of your favorite critics who I won't name drop because I don't need to be added. Stop trying to criticize movies for shit they're not trying to do. This was not trying to be Citizen Kane. This was not trying to be, oh my god, it's the greatest, most deepest movie ever. It was just trying to be cool stunts, action, Ryan Gosling, the end. And it did that. There were great shots.
I
the
agree.
action was fantastic.
I agree, but at the same time, it's just like, come on, make it less predictable is my thing.
I enjoyed the predictability. There was just enough where I'm like, I think I know vaguely where this is going, but let's see where they're actually heading with it.
But I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew.
Well, maybe you should stop thinking so hard during the popcorn movies.
It's not. It is my job to think things through. Thank you.
Nah.
Whatever.
This is why every critic show should have two. One that's like, this is why it sucked, and one that's like, it was fun.
No, that's not. Well, I mean, with us, yeah.
That's how it goes, baby. Yeah, that's how you know that when I say something sucks, it really fucking sucked.
Do we want to go back to, fucking Silent Night?
No, we do not.
Anyway, I enjoyed the movie. It like I said, it's not a masterpiece. It's not a 10 out of 10. I'd say like a 6 out of 10.
Overall, if you want a plot, it's about 6 out of 10. But if you just want mindless movie, action, you want to watch action sequences, you want to watch shit blow up, you want to watch stunt guys be awesome, it's a 10 out of 10.
That being said, thank you for watching.